This is true.
Raiding the Kingdom, episode 163, The Never-Ending Story. Not much of a Week 18 review.
Real quick.
Week 18 is dumb.
What's the never-ending story? What's the never-ending story? Who's that referring to?
Never-ending story is that we have our Broncos rep down below. We got Nick. We have our Chiefs rep, coach. We got Brendan, who has literally nothing to do with the playoffs once again. And our head coach.
But he makes sick graphics, so...
Thanks, bud.
You got a sick jersey too.
Appreciate it. Brock Bowers, baby. The only good thing about this season. That's it.
Yeah.
And I didn't like the pick when the draft happened. So that shows what an idiot I am.
Oh, really?
No, because I wanted them to trade up for a QB.
Yeah, I get it. If you're looking,
and I thought
but the pick itself was fantastic.
Yeah, but I thought Michael Mayer I thought was one of the best tight ends in the draft the year prior, and we got him. Yeah, first pick in the second, and he's good. But then he had like a meltdown this offseason and barely played. So it is what clearly it worked out. Brock Bowers is better than Travis Kelce. So
when was this meltdown? You think it was before the Brock Bowers pick? You think they knew more than they let on?
I think it was after.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it was after because he was there in training camp, and then once the season started, he just vanished. And he came back eventually and had a couple catches, but like. Not top second round type guy. Yeah. So I mean, I'll just lay out why I'm miserable and confused. And you see it on our Facebook page and all the other socials is that they let Antonio Pierce have a press conference. Black Monday rolls around, or just Monday, whichever's easier. And he retains. And he keeps his job, supposedly. It seems like we're going to roll with him. They let him do a press conference, and then the next day, he's fired. So now we are without a head coach once again. There's a lot of names being tossed out there, a lot of interviews scheduled already. I think I have actually the full list. But this is just...
Matt Eberflus. I got my connection on the phone. Matt Eberflus is coming with... Who? Going with Chip Kelly? What? It's crazy.
If he would shut up, I have the list, and it includes neither of those names. So Ben Johnson, who's only accepted 4 interviews, Jaguars, Bears, Patriots, Raiders. I doubt he comes here, but hey, who knows?
Yeah, he's not
out of those options. I don't love your chances.
No. Well, someone said he doesn't like the Bears because the organization is in turmoil and something else, and I'm like, you're literally describing the Raiders. They at least have the first. They have the
which could be true, but then there's no chance he's interested in the Raiders. If that is
exactly.
True. I think he ends up in New England. But go ahead.
Liam Cohen, the OC from the Bucks.
That I could see.
Brian Flores.
So I heard that any coach that was with him. Like in Miami, wouldn't give him one letter recommendation. He said he was like a dictator. I don't think Brian Flores is. I think Brian Flores, a lot like my boy Steve Spagnuolo, props on him for getting 2 interviews, one with the Raiders, one with the Jets.
Sit in your DC spot.
We talked about this a couple weeks ago. It's there's nothing wrong with it. You can make a lot of money, and you don't have to deal with all the headaches. He's got a couple press conferences a week, and that's it.
Right. So then we have. Mike Vrabel, Steve Spagnuolo, and Aaron Glenn, the defensive coordinator from the Lions. So, I mean, it's kind of a stacked list. Ben Johnson was not accepting all interview requests, I suppose. So that's encouraging. But same thing, though. He's also a wild card. He's a great offensive coordinator. He could come and be a head coach and just be absolute trash. So you really don't know.
I presume he'd be in your number 1 spot, correct?
So him and Mike Vrabel. are in my number one spot.
I was going to have you make me a quick list then outside of Ben Johnson, but I suppose Vrabel's number one then if we're taking out Ben Johnson.
You just had a defensive-minded head coach. Do you want to stick with that, or do you want the identity to be, more of an offensive team? Because the only thing you got with Johnson is that he's got the ability to choose his own quarterback, kind of build the offense his way. But then you look at like a team like New England, they already got the quarterback. Yeah, they got a North Carolina connection. And you got a more stable owner, Robert Kraft. If I'm Ben Johnson, I think your boy's with Dan Campbell, so maybe you don't want to play him twice a year and vie for the division title. You go to the AFC, you go to a stable organization like the Patriots. We might not like them, but they're a stable organization. I think Ben Johnson's spot there, I think, would be ideal because, like I said, you got the quarterback, you got a top 3 pick, and then you can pick whoever you want. But the Raiders, from what I get from that team, I think they responded well initially to Antonio Pierce with the way he handled things. I think an established coach, I do. I think like this might sound crazy, but like a Pete Carroll, the Bill Belichick, those names, you don't need the, what if guy. There's the Vrabel Brady connection. So Vrabel, I think, wouldn't be a bad idea, but I think you need an established head coach that's got some, that's got something behind his name, right? Like, I don't think it's time for them to take a chance on a Liam Cohen because you can't.
So the Liam Cohen thing doesn't excite me that much because I think it's still kind of a flash in the pan. It's not prolonged success.
Yeah. Ben
Johnson at least has had success, but I still lean like if it's 1 and 2, I'm going Mike Vrabel, and then I'm going to go Ben Johnson. Truthfully, he had the Titans of his. I think it was 8 seasons with them. 6 were winning seasons. He went to the playoffs twice. He had a 2-3 record in the playoffs. Like they were competitive. They got it done. Not to the full boat, but I think he's the kind of personality that's going to keep Max Crosby around. Max just went on his podcast the other day and said he's, I'm on to another head coach. This is 4 head coaches that Mark Davis is currently paying that are not coaching the team anymore. So he's paying McDaniels, Gruden, Pierce, and I don't know if he's still paying Jack Del Rio.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Here.
Yeah, let's go.
Your 3 untouchable Raiders. The 3 guys that you wouldn't, no matter what someone came at you for, within reason. If someone obviously like 4 first-round picks, obviously you're going to probably make a move. But who are your 3 untouchables?
That are on the roster right now?
There's
only one.
Brock Bowers, right?
No, there's 2. There's 2. It's Max Crosby and Brock
Bowers. Max Crosby, right?
There's 2. I know. Spicy take for a second.
No. There's 2. Besides that, and I love Jack Jones, but he's not like that level.
He had his moment in the sun when he intercepted Mahomes on Christmas Day, and that still lives in your mind forever. So at night,
it was a pick 6. It wasn't just an
pick
interception.
6. Okay,
on Pat Mahomes.
He won the Super Bowl last year. Anyways, what I'm saying is that you have your 2 untouchable people, not even 3. One's a tight end, one's a D end, right? Mm. Are either of those people going to necessarily get you to a championship? Getting Mike Vrabel for Max Crosby to be happy, I get it. Max is your boy. He's everything that, embodies what a Raiders being about. You can't really worry about Max. You need to get someone in there that's going to get this offense in the right direction because I'm telling you, the Chargers are only going to get better, the Broncos are going to get better, and the Chiefs will still be the Chiefs because eventually we all know Tyreek Hill will come back. So you got to –
What a wishy-washy little –
Yeah, no.
He's the worst.
He really
yes.
Shit. But
dude, he said everyone knows my level of commitment. You literally said in an interview, "I'm out."
Yeah,
because you didn't make the playoffs.
So what I'm saying is that
you weren't great this year, anyways. Like what?
Yeah, no. I mean, obviously, we don't need to go into Tyreek Hill, but all I'm saying is that Vrabel did good in Tennessee, but I think you need. I don't know. You guys just need a lot because you guys got to establish that culture back.
I guess with the Max Crosby thing, it reminds me so much of the Von Miller situation when we ended up trading him. It just like Is he a top 3 to top 5 player at his position? Yes. But is he what the team needs right now? And for Denver, he just wasn't. Like, we just weren't close enough. And granted, Vaughn was older at the time too, so it was time that he needed to go do some stuff for himself. But if you can get 2 first-round picks, which, again, we don't know the price for sure, but let's say you get 2 first-round picks. You guys need the quarterback, and you're at number 6 now. You're not at number 2 anymore.
Yeah. We have, I think, the 3rd most draft capital of any of the teams in the draft. So,
yeah.
But yeah, we would have to at least give our first away for 2026 as well to move up, I think. So
yeah,
that's an issue. There's a whole ton of issues facing right now. So basically, I need to see how the head coaching thing goes. I said that I liked Pierce, but if there's a chance to upgrade at the position, then you take it. So if they're going to upgrade, then yes. If it's going to be some wild card random, like if I was Spagnuolo, I wouldn't leave the Chiefs. I'm just going to keep collecting rings.
No.
And one of the reasons they said Ben Johnson doesn't like the Bears is also that they're in the best division. The AFC West is loaded.
Yeah.
The NFC North is also loaded, and like you said, I don't think he's going to want to go against Dan Campbell every year. Not like because he's intimidated, but just out of respect. Like,
yeah, and
go to the
I think
AFC.
Spagnuolo too. The only thing I can think of with Spags is he had a really bad showing here in St. Louis after he left the Giants, so they won the Super Bowl. That I think he's got in his mind, he's got something to prove. But dude, go be a Hall of Fame coordinator, man. You got 4 Super Bowls. Keep it coming. So we got a lot of offseason stuff to talk about, but
we do.
You guys got your ass kicked. We got our ass kicked. We didn't try, but I know Nick was in hog heaven seeing Bo Nix go off, and just everybody it was a molly.
I should have taken the spread on the Broncos.
Yeah, we all talked about that, and we didn't think it was possible.
Nick, you said don't take the spread.
I did. I was wrong. It is just one of those that was just setting up to be such an ugly game that like maybe Denver pulled out in the 4th quarter, but they didn't look great. They kind of backed their way into the playoffs, which they still kind of backed their way into the playoffs. I mean, it is what it is, but they looked way better than I anticipated. And again, I sent you the list of inactives, I think. Mahomes, Kelsey, Chris Jones, McDuffie. I mean, the list goes on. But
it was a long one, yeah.
At the end of the day, Bo still has to go out there and beat these NFL players and secure a spot. And he beat who was in front of him. 321 passing yards, I think, 4 touchdowns, no picks. He did everything he needed to do. So did you back in a little bit? Yeah. Did you take longer to secure the playoff spot than everybody was hoping? Absolutely. But when it mattered, he went out and got it done.
And I mean, it's still like there's still a chance that it could have gone south. Like, I mean, Carson Wentz obviously
100%.
didn't look great, but still, that's why I'm kind of over this. Make more noise, coach. I'm kind of over this this thing about no rookie has ever won the Super Bowl. No shit, but I don't care. We have 2 rookies that are playing in the playoffs this year. Like, that's huge. Yeah. I haven't farted on the playoffs since 2021. It's that whole facade has to go. Like, if Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels are going to be in the league for a long time and they're going to be very successful.
Yeah. And I understand that Jaden Daniels is probably the rookie of the year. I get it. But Bo's done just about everything he can, especially, and this is what I keep coming back to, and this is kind of what I'm worried about for the playoff game. He's got no run game still. It is week after week, and there's just nothing back there.
Right.
He's damn near our lead rusher in 3 rushes.
Yeah, and going to Buffalo, you go to Buffalo, man. If you can't run the ball,
yeah,
it's going to be tough. But
you know what? Wait. At this point, why don't we get into our wild card breakdown, predictions, etc.? We can take a little more time in each game. We got everyone going. So
we got everyone going, and the perfect time to talk about Underdog Fantasy, because Underdog Fantasy is all about the wild card round of football as well. You got your higher lowers, that's here in Missouri, and other states. You got other options as far as betting goes. So promo code RTK, spend $100, get $100 back. again, my whole thing is redeem coach because I got that money from Underdog to play around with, and I got nothing. So do it for me. Do it for me. But we have a lot of good football to look forward to.
What was that code again?
Promo code RTK. So that is Robert Tom King for you people that like the phonetic alphabet. Or Romeo Tango Kilo.
Sure. Go for it.
Whatever floats your boat. All right, Maestro.
All right. So there we go. So because you guys are the first game on Sunday, let's start at least with Saturday's first game. It's very depressing, by the way, to not have a game on tomorrow night.
It's
Yeah.
But
we are getting into
a lot of this Thursday night football lately has been kind of shit. So
that's true. It has been true.
I'm not honestly.
The prime
Yeah,
time
State
games in
Notre
general
Dame.
have been off.
Yeah, college football, Notre Dame, Penn State. Yep.
Penn State, Notre Dame tomorrow night.
That's tomorrow. That's not the national championship, is it? Oh,
No,
it is.
it's the
No. Final Four, basically.
Final Four. Okay.
I can't remember what they call it.
Yeah, some weird name. All right, so we have Chargers at Texans, 4:30 on Sunday Eastern time. Excuse me. This one's actually tough.
I got no doubt. I'm going Chargers.
I'm with Coach 100%. I've been out on the Texans since like week 6 or 7. They just don't have it. They've got too many injuries now, and the Chargers are just a better team. In fact, the Texans are the team I really wanted Denver to play, but instead we'll be going to Buffalo. So
that worked.
We'll talk about that. Yeah. Same.
I think I'm going to take the Texans. Kind of a wild card on there. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, the Texans are completely. CJ Stroud is completely capable of winning this game. But like again with Tank Dell, especially after the Tank Dell injury. I think that was a complete mind. You know what to them. And I think they just got to regroup, improve. I think, they made a huge, last year they were way ahead of where anyone expected. And then the expectations hit. It's going to be the same thing next year for the Broncos. You got to live up to those expectations, and it's a lot to do. So I think cut them a little bit of slack. Because this year is probably where most people thought they would be. You get what I'm saying. I'm confusing myself here, but give them the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, the Chargers are, I think, a better coach team, and Justin Herbert's a better quarterback. So,
and obviously they won their division, so the Texans get in. But I think the Bengals would be a much better playoff team.
100%, yeah, without
absolutely.
a doubt. There's no doubt.
So are you two taking the Chargers? I'm taking the Texans.
Yes.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. Right off the bat.
Next game, 8 p.m. Steelers and Ravens. Even with Zay Flowers out, I'm going Ravens all the way.
I don't even think this will be a game worth watching, to be honest with you.
I picked the Ravens too. The Steelers. Mike Tomlin is the pinnacle of consistency, right? Never had a losing season, but do you want me accurate? I don't know. The Steelers have just kind of been on a downfall, so that continues.
Their biggest weapon is George Pickens, and the dude couldn't catch the ball last week. Genuinely couldn't catch the ball. He had at least 3 drops, ended up with 1 catch for 0 yards. The dude's a bum, and he's not a likable person.
No, he's
not that necessarily matters, but just not a team that I want to cheer for.
Yeah, no, me too.
Yeah, I just don't see that being kind of a prolonged. They looked like crap. They had no fight in them the other night. It was just not. It was enjoyable to watch. Yeah, and it was enjoyable to watch the
weeks they've looked done.
Yeah, it was enjoyable to watch the Ravens, but besides that, I didn't have much more skin in the game besides that.
Yeah,
the team you guys beat this year.
Yeah, one of 4 teams. Really exciting stuff.
You looked off the Chiefs.
Was that week 2?
Yeah, it was week 2.
Week 2? Man, you had to be so pumped.
I was. I really
And
was.
here we
I,
are.
I distinctly remember that, and now we're at the same spot that we are most years.
Yep, as always. So now we have Nick's game. First game Sunday, 1 o'clock, Broncos and Bills. Nick, take it away.
Man, so this is why I asked if we pick against the spread or if we pick straight up. As much as I love this team, I love Bo, I love Pat Surtain. I just don't think I can pick the Broncos straight up to go into Buffalo and knock off what's likely going to be the MVP. Their defense creates turnovers, and Bo, I think he's thrown like 12 picks this year, which like 29 touchdowns and 12 picks. That's fine. I mean, it is what it is. Made some rookie mistakes, but I just think there's probably going to be one too many mistakes from the Broncos this game. Going into Buffalo, other than going into Baltimore and playing them, I think going into Buffalo in January might be the hardest matchup in the entire playoff bracket. That's just a tough break. And like I said, without a run game, it's hard pressed for me to tell Bo Nix to go out there and throw for 350 yards and 4 touchdowns and go win this game, but that's probably what he's going to have to do because we just can't run the ball. And that's a tough ask. But number one, that's a tough ask of anybody. It's a really tough ask of a rookie, and it's almost an impossible task for a rookie going into Buffalo.
I mean, if I think if if Denver had a little bit more of a run game going on, I might get crazy and pick them. I think, but like I said, Denver's come along.
You got a comment from the owner of the Raider Ramble and my buddy Mario Tovar said ill intent, physicality, and pain, which was Antonio Pierce, his little catchphrase. And
when he started
Mario,
like a press conference or something.
That was like Antonio Pierce's the Raiders are going to be all about ill intent, physicality, and pain, and there's a lot of pain there for the rest of us. So Mario,
let's break it down. Pain for sure.
Yeah.
Ill intent. I mean, didn't really seem like it most of the time, except for week 2, I suppose. I guess I can't speak to their physicality, but when you go 4-13, it can't be great, I assume.
No. So love that little quote there from Mario.
So I have to say something here.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have not noticed my header?
Your hitter?
I did.
Header?
Oh, Brendan's father
talked about it earlier.
Hitter? Oh.
I just assumed you guys talked about it before I got on.
No, we didn't talk about it. You're supposed to put in your Twitter handle so that people can contact you. But so mine is at Raid the Kingdom. Coach is Brendan's father. You're not my dad.
I'm your papa.
John might have something to say about that one. He does watch the show, so there you go. All right. So, Nick, you're taking your Broncos to take out the Bills, yes?
Do it, Nick.
No, I'm not.
No,
unfortunately,
you're not.
No, I'm not. That being said, if they do win, I will be picking them against the Chiefs next week. I can promise you that. That's a promise.
Nick, if they win in Buffalo, what would be the scene in the Nick household? What would happen to your basement?
It's going to be a good one. So my buddy wanted me to come watch. He's a big Packers fan, so we were going to watch the Broncos game first, and the Packers come on after. It sounds like I'm going to be on baby duty, so I was like, "Hey, you're more than welcome to come over here." Sounds like he may bring his wife. I was like, "We've been friends for 4 or 5 years, probably." And I was like, "Hey, just so you know, like, you haven't watched a meaningful Broncos game with me before. Like, I'm a different person when the games matter." And he said, "Don't worry, I'm a bad person too. So we're ready, but it will be a scene in this house."
Yeah. Be cool. But yeah, I got to take the Bills too.
I'm taking the Bills. Yeah. Sorry, bud.
Nope.
But still a good first season for Bo, right?
Oh, yeah. Again, I mean, I've said it. We just wanted to see if he was the guy. Anything on top of that is awesome. And we're in the playoffs. So I really got nothing to complain about. I'm sure I will next week. I'll find
Fair
something.
Yeah, you can join me on the misery slate, except at least you went to the playoffs. Our next game at 4:30 on Sunday is the Packers and Eagles. Jordan Love's a little banged up. Christian Watson, non-contact injury done for the year. Romeo Doubs, I think, is still dealing with an illness. I am going to go Eagles. Jalen Hurts returned to practice. Doesn't seem like a real tough sell for me. So that Eagles D-line, I think, is going to have their way with that O-line, and that's going to be that.
Part of me wants to do it.
Really?
For a former co-host of the show. I'm going to get crazy. I'm going to take Green Bay.
I love that. I love that. I will be taking the Eagles. I just think it's another game where the Packers are going to dig themselves in a hole early, and their offense is good, but not being able to hand the ball to Josh Jacobs sucks for them. And the Eagles' run game is so good that once they get a lead, give me Philly.
There we go.
That's
Smart
a smart move.
It is. This next one is not as easy. Commanders and Bucks. Coach, why don't you lead off? You look eager.
We have talked about this for my entire time on the show, even before I was rating the Kingdom, about my love for Baker Mayfield. Love the way he plays the game.
It's not like your love for Travis Kelce.
Not well. It's waned a little bit with his stance on some things, but anyways, he's still a beautiful man. So we'll leave it at that. But
yeah, that hair. I'm
going to take the Bucks. A part of me wants to take the Commanders because I do like Jaden Daniels. But I'm going to take the Bucks to win this. Baker Mayfield gets it done. Him and Mike Evans, McMillan, Bucky Irving, those guys, they're playing good football right now. I'm going to take the Bucks.
Nick?
I believe that I will be cheering for the Bucks, but I'm going to take the Commanders. As much as I like Baker, I think Jaden's on a roll right now, and it's going to be hard for me to pick against him. So give me the Commanders.
I'm going to go with Nick. I'm going to take my boy Jaden all the way. The
boy you don't have on your team. Yep.
The one that I ranked as first QB.
Yes, you. But yeah. My Drake May pick is not so far off. You got me beat this year for sure.
Yeah, we'll see how next year goes with my Jalen Milroe take.
Yeah, that's you because you've given up on Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders. That's the only reason you've gone to Jalen.
No, Cam Ward is still number one. I mean, that's a no-brainer. All right. Yeah, I'm going Commanders. I think they have the offensive pieces in place. The defense is formidable. I think the Bucks are just going to fall a little bit short. I'm not putting money on the Commanders. I already put in my best for this weekend, and they are not part of the equation. But yeah, I'm going Commanders.
If I just want to hop back to the Broncos game for a second. What do the Bills do if they lose this game? Is McDermott on the hot seat at some point?
McDermott's gone. If they lose this game, wild card weekend, McDermott's gone. Yeah,
but I think they'll be so far behind the eight ball on finding prospective head coaches.
No, McDermott's gone. Joe Brady's the new coach.
So Joe Brady is also getting interviews, and I saw that
Joe Brady will be the new coach if the Bills lose this game.
Oh, you think he'll take over? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I can see that.
Actually, I don't hate that as a solution if that's the way they end up going.
McDermott's a good candidate. He just got to get a new, it would have to be a new spot. Maybe the Raiders, but
I mean, obviously,
he can't.
As much as I love the Broncos, you can't let a rookie Bo Nix with no run game come into Buffalo and beat you. Can't do it. You can't do that.
Especially after the season that Josh Allen, you can't lose in the first round. You got to make the AFC Championship.
I agree. Yeah.
And because what are you going to do? Blame Josh Allen and get rid of him? It ain't on him.
That's what's surprising, though, is you see some of these like Jason Garrett always got the Cowboys to the playoffs every single year. but couldn't make it to the final dance, and they got rid of him. And then you have other coaches that last for multiple years and can't even make it to the playoffs. Like, where do you draw the line? So, but yeah, I mean, Josh Allen's only going to be Josh Allen for so long. So that's something you got to take into account. So I get it. But I think that makes sense, Coach. Joe Brady would take over if he's gone. Can we just say, though, I'm shocked that Brian Daboll did not get fired. I don't think it's right if he did, because he, like Joe Schoen, inherited Danny Dimes. And they both wanted – like,
did he inherit him, or did they pay him after he was there? I think they paid him after he was there already.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still, he came on the team with him already being – he was still the quarterback at the time.
For sure.
And he wanted Jaden – if you watch that HBO thing, he wanted Jaden Daniels in the worst way.
Oh, really? Yeah, you know what? I haven't watched it, so.
Oh, it's good. It's a really good one.
I've never been a big Hard Knocks guy. I actually have heard it's been good, but
they mix it up now with like the in-season stuff. Like right now they're doing an AFC North thing. It's all this other stuff.
I was watching it was just like a clip from the Giants one, and the GM's asking his sons in the office like who they would take, and one of them says Jaden Daniels, and he lists Jaden, and then he lists Penix, and he lists JJ McCarthy. He's like, honestly, you can't screw it up. And it is pretty funny, which obviously they got Malik Neighbors, so it's not like they screwed up. But just saying him like, oh, you can't screw it up was pretty funny because they're the Giants.
Right. And they screw things up.
Yeah.
All right.
So I just texted my Bills buddy about McDermott, and I said, if you guys lose this game, what do you do with him? He said, dude, I have no idea. He's proven multiple times he can fumble away a game with poor time management. Issue is we can't really find a better head coach right now. So pretty much the same thing we said. It's kind of, what do you do? Other than maybe Joe Brady.
I mean, Andy Reid in Philadelphia is a perfect example. It was incredible coach, got him to the Super Bowl, was consistent as consistent be, but it ran out. And, obviously he's been super successful in Kansas City, but it happens with great coaches sometimes. I don't think McDermott's a bad coach. If they lose, he's gone. You have to.
Yeah. No, I agree. Sorry, Mike. No, another thing from the Ramble crew. Hilarious. What a bunch of funny guys. So we have our final game. This one's also tough. Vikings and Rams Monday. Oh, so we get Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's good.
Yeah.
Vikings at Rams. What are we thinking, Nick? Let's let you lead off.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
The Vikings definitely showed their human side, but playing in LA really isn't. Yeah. Playing in LA really isn't that big of a deal. It's not a huge home field advantage.
Do you think the game will end up being there with all these fires?
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, it's a good point. I guess I didn't think about that. I mean, what do you do?
That's a huge distraction for them, just for practicing and all that. For me, I think the Vikings take it. What's his name? Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan was talking about on the radio how, it was essentially, God damn it, UConn lost. How last week was essentially a playoff game for the Vikings. They didn't get it done, and so it kind of laid a goose egg. That was their lay a goose egg. Now it really counts. Yep. I think they get. I think Sam Darnold gets it done.
I think I'm going to give the same answer. I do think the Vikings go in and win. They obviously looked much more beatable this week, but it's a team that I don't think really is going to get shut down 2 weeks in a row. I think they're going to really get the ball to Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. I mean, Jordan Addison didn't do anything last week, so I think they're going to force feed their guys and let them make plays. And I think it's just a little bit more than the Rams can handle.
I agree. And I think that they gave the Lions a little bit their defense in particular, a little bit too much credit than maybe was actually deserved. So like Amik Robertson, who was on Justin Jefferson, saying like how much he locked him down. Darnold was overthrowing the shit out of him.
He got cooked in the end zone on that fade route. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I could have completed that one.
I mean, so part of it is the D-line was getting him off his feet, but also he just was, throwing off kilter, I guess. But yeah. So I'm going to take the Vikings as well.
So what do we have differences on? We had one difference in the Chargers game.
And then
one difference Packers game. Okay.
Got some good football this weekend, and
well, that's the thing is I'm looking forward to quality football, not just like football that's there. Like that's why none of us really watch preseason much because it's trash, and Week 18 is pretty much trash. But we actually get some quality football from here. Actually, from here on out, it's all quality. I think so. There's really no one. I think that. Yeah. I mean, obviously the Bengals would be a good playoff team, but the Texans aren't like a slouch. Oh, that's one of the ones that I took the Texans. You both took the Chargers.
Yeah. That was one of them.
And Coach, did you want to announce that I officially won the regular season pick contest?
No, I don't.
And you'll be ordering my Cam Ward jersey come April?
We're actually still tallying. There's late votes coming in. I mean, it's just a disaster.
No, there's no late anything on it. No, I am the champion once again. Thank you, Coach, for acknowledging.
You are.
Right. There we go. Although I'm probably give you more money than any jersey's worth at your nuptials in 2 weeks. So there you go. Although it's open bar though, right?
It's open bar. Yeah.
Okay. I already asked. We're good. Yeah.
Good job, Nick. Thank you. All right.
Yeah.
Coach, do you have any
like getting a hotel room or not?
Good man. Coach, do you have any last words for the people on any of our sponsors or
what I would do for getting shit for being here for so long, but it's worth it. I'm sorry. We need to go to a football game, or people that are fans of these teams. They need to go. All you people from Denver need to hop on a flight to Buffalo, New York, spend all that money at a hotel, get all the buffalo wings you can eat, then use promo code RTK at SeatGeek, and you'll save $20. So essentially a pretzel at the game you'll really kind of be getting for free if you just use our promo code and get some playoff tickets to see the Broncos and the Bills.
I actually heard the tickets weren't that expensive. I haven't looked it up yet.
Really?
I heard they were like
it's cold as shit. Yeah,
like less than $100 to get in. Let me double check that real quick. Let me fact check, but that's what I had heard. It says great podcasting here.
Are you looking on SeatGeek?
Yes. No, not SeatGeek. Sorry, I don't have
That's our sponsor.
Not even using the sponsor.
It's on me. That's on me.
It is on you. It's on Coach or I. I mean, you're the
it's on me. It's cool.
But to be fair, I don't really have anything downloaded because I don't ever go to games because I'm poor. So I don't have anything downloaded, and I just looked at the first one that popped up. $80 to get in.
Wow.
So
$60 with the promo code.
And you know what? Save 20 on that. It's probably even cheaper on SeatGeek anyway.
There you go.
You're in the door.
You solved it. So everyone, put in your bets on Underdog Fantasy. Buy your tickets on SeatGeek. Obviously, make your bets as you wish. I mean, we make our picks, you make yours, and we'll see how they end up. But playoffs are ahead for these two, and I'm just waiting to. If you two had to bet right now, Coach, don't you dare give me Matt Eberflus. Who do you guys think rationally that the Raiders are going to pick for the new head coach position? If you had to bet your mortgage, your life savings on it, who are they going to pick probably in a week or so?
I just think Vrabel ends up in New England. Just makes too much sense.
I think it's someone we haven't talked about, and I can't tell you right now other than Matt Eberflus. Or they might just say, hey, Lou Getsy, come back.
So you're out of that. You put your life savings on Luke Getsy.
No, I wouldn't put my life savings on Luke Getsy.
All right, you saw. I gave you the
though.
list of head coaches. Who's going to be the head coach?
If I had to, Liam Cohen.
You think?
Yeah.
Read me through that list one more time if you got it.
I do have it. Hold on. Stand
I'm just
by.
going in with an unbiased opinion here. Just want to hear the names.
All right. Ben Johnson, Liam Cohen, Brian Flores, Mike Vrabel, Steve Spagnuolo, Aaron Glenn.
Out of that list, I almost lean Glenn. I don't know why.
I think Aaron Glenn ends up in the Saints. But we can do this all night, guys. We can do this all night.
That's
You
fair.
think Aaron Glenn?
Aaron Glenn's going to the Saints, I think.
The problem is you said put my mortgage on it, and I don't love that. But none of the other names really stick out to me. Like I honestly don't know.
It's someone we haven't talked about. That's what I'm going with.
But that's the interview list.
Other. He picks other.
He picks other. That's what he's putting his mortgage on.
Yep. He picks other. The field.
Yep.
And you pick Aaron Glenn.
Yeah. You know what? Give me Aaron Glenn.
Okay. I'm still going to put my chips on Mike Vrabel, him and Brady, boys. That's where I'm going.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson, I think will go to Chicago. With that wide receiver room, why would you not? All right.
The
well,
line.
Fair.
Mostly the line.
Fair enough. All right. That's the end of the show. We did not do our awards. I don't think we need to. We can do it for playoffs. But we hope to see you guys next week. Great turnout tonight. And yeah, I won't even say go Raiders because they're not playing anymore until September. So there you go.
You know what you could say?
Just win, baby.
Well, no,
Go
can't say
Broncos.
that either.
Broncos.
I won't. I will never say go Broncos, but sure.
What about next week when they play the Chiefs?
I'm not doing the chop. Oh my God, the Chiefs play while we're in Missouri. God, or I'm in Missouri. You guys are already there. Wow, that's wild. I'm gonna wear so much Raider stuff. Fantastic. All right, we'll see everyone next week.
Peace out, guys.